Alright. Looks like I'm live. I just fix that so that way you can hear me. And there we go. So, this is part 2 where we left off last time. Was right after we finished Stadium Race 1. Of course, there's a cutscene I skipped, so just see this very quickly. Now, if you watched the first part, then go ahead and watch the second part, obviously. But if you haven't watched the first part yet, that's okay. You can still watch this part, but just make sure you also watch the first part, and then watch this part afterwards. So that way it makes more sense to you. Because I'm not going to mention anything that I talked about in the first part in this stream. So if you didn't watch it, you're not going to know what's going on when I say, oh, power slide, oh, tilt, oh, jump. And also, you're not going to understand why I'm calling this a general tutorial. But anyways, so let's go ahead and move on with part 2. Put this full screen. So we just finished Stadium Race 1. Both required events and all events do that. And then after you finish Stadium Race 1, everything should be done for those specific categories. So for required events, you should have done all the road races, the relay race, and the scavenger hunts. And then all events, you should have done all that, plus the fuel frenzies, the race of chases, and the waypoint race. And the rhythmic rumbles as well. After you've done all that, you can go ahead and head into Ornament Valley. Here you can just mash enter while you're going over there, because it defaults to yes on that menu, so you can just smash enter to enter there as soon as possible. It'll load up a cutscene, and then you skip it, it'll load up the map. Pretty annoying, but oh well. Not much you can do about it. Now, for all events, for required events, ignore this next little part right here, because you don't need to do this at all. You just need to head straight to Ornament Valley Airport. Or if you're doing regular, you'd head to Rust Bucket Races. But here, you're going to head, for all events, head straight up here, because there's an event over here. These are the last laps. These are mini games. Oops, didn't mean to do that. So you have these mini games right here. These are pretty much auto scrollers, because they are timed. You have to collect the most laps within a time limit, basically, and it ticks down, and once it hits 0, the minigame is over. So yeah, these are pretty much auto scrollers. No time can be saved or lost here unless you mess up and let Sully win somehow. But we're on easy difficulty, if you remember, so that shouldn't happen. You should be able to do this pretty easily. But anyways, as you see, you have a mini-map right here at the bottom left corner. You're collecting these laugh canisters. If you've watched Monsters Inc., you'd know. But you see the yellow dots here. Those are their canisters. You have to head in the direction of them. The green arrow is you, since you're Mike. The blue arrow is Sully. These little red things right here are garage doors. So basically you enter one and you come out the other. It's a fairly simple concept. It basically allows you to go from one end of the map to the other. These ones here aren't really that useful. They really only get somewhat useful in the later maps, or mainly the later maps. But in the next map, they can be somewhat useful. But anyways, as you can see, we have a time up here. Once that reaches 0, the minigame's over. You need to have more than Sully at that point. Of course, because Sully moves somewhat slowly, he won't get most of them. However, the cans also are RNG. They spawn in a random point every single time. So they could end up spawning right next to Sully, and he can easily just get one for free because he's right next to it. And even though he's moving slowly, he can just turn and get it. So it can be annoying if that happens a bunch of times in a row. But then you can also end up spawning, or it can also end up spawning next to you, which is also very fun, obviously. But overall, this minigame can be pretty boring. Especially the more you do it, it's just super boring. And yeah, there's really not much to this minigame. Heck, once you reach a certain time and have a certain amount of cans, you can actually just start messing around because Sully can't. Because typically Sully won't be able to catch up to you unless he just gets good RNG every single time, which could happen, but I've never seen it happen. And I tend to start messing around whenever there's a little bit less than a minute left. But anyways. So yeah, like here, Sully, it spawns somewhat close to it, but because he's so slow, he doesn't get the chance to get it, and instead we get it, unless we miss it, which could happen, but I tend to not miss it unless I just end up getting bad angles from these hills, these dunes. Because right now we're on sand dunes, so I didn't think it would spawn right there, so we're in a straight line practically. So you can actually explore everywhere on the hub world map. You're not confined to this little box right here at all. You can go explore to your heart's content, for crying out loud. It's not really very useful because obviously the cans spawn in this box. But of course you can just kind of mess around once time is all up. Here I just do donuts just to have fun. So yeah, Sully didn't get a single one there. There are 2 in each area of these last laps. So we've completed the first one. We're going to go to the second one now. The next 2 are in Radiator Springs. So, but we're not going to go back there just yet. We have to complete everything else in Ornament Valley first. So yeah, here we're in a different part of Ornament Valley. Here the doors can be somewhat useful, but for the most part, I tend to avoid them because they spawn in decent enough places every time where I don't absolutely need the doors. Although, to be honest, that's not a bad thing at all if you use the doors. They can certainly help you out. In fact, here I actually use the door because that way I can spawn over here, which is slightly closer than turning around and going down slowly. So yeah, that's also very useful. Because your momentum is kept. Or I should say your speed is kept. That's what I should say. Your speed is kept through the door. So it's very useful to go through a door to keep your speed without having to turn around. Mike can be kind of hard to control the first time you play this game because he's a smaller character and so the game's physics don't quite meet with him well. I guess, no, that's not really the right phrase. They don't really mesh well with small characters, so I would certainly attempt to practice this stuff a bit. I wouldn't do it too much, especially if you're doing required events. You don't have to practice this at all in that case, but if you do all events, I would practice this a tiny bit because it can be kind of hard to control Mike, especially after you've been controlling other characters like Lightning for a while. And I just decided to start having a little bit of fun, doing some donuts, because Sully can't catch up now. Like, it pretty much can't, no matter what. Even if he gets good RNG, he has to get 12 more. And right here, as you see, he got pretty bad RNG, so he's not going to be able to catch up at all. So I just decided to start messing around, doing some donuts. I may start exploring a bit, but I don't know. I don't know whether or not I do that. It doesn't matter what you do, as long as you win the minigame. That's all that matters, since it's an auto-scroller. So yeah. And no, we can't just end it early. You have to wait until the time is over in the minigame, which sucks, but oh well. And there we go. those are the last laps in Ornament Valley. So now back to what we would do with required events. If you're doing unmodded or regular, you would go over there to the Rust Buggy races. However, for some reason, with the Super Drive / High Octane mod, they moved Ornament Valley Airport to here. I don't know why they did that, but they did it. Maybe if I could ask them why they did it, I could get an answer, but who knows. But right now, if you do modded with Super Drive on, you're gonna go here. But otherwise, it should be where it usually is, which is over there in that direction. You'd be able to look at the minimap and see where it's at. But that's after you beat the Rust Buggy races, I should add. Otherwise, just come here. Oops, that was stupid. And there we go, Ornament Valley Airport. I guess we'll just cover the Ornament Valley Airport race first anyways. So Ornament Valley Airport has an interesting design to it. There is a shortcut that requires a somewhat tight turn, but I'll let you know how to do that. So first you just go through this section, make sure you avoid everything. Here, there's the tight turn, you just come to the outside here, and then you power slide and tilt at the same time, like this, and then you get on it. Simple as that. And it's a very well hidden shortcut as well. You more than likely won't notice it on your first time playing through, and if you don't like look at this tutorial or my speedruns to see, oh, that's there. You know, because a lot of people miss on their first time. Even I missed it my first time playing this game, and when I found it, I was like, wow, this is a thing? So yeah, it saves a lot of time to go on this shortcut. Like, if we look at how far ahead we were before on this shortcut here, we were 8 seconds ahead. We're going to go on this shortcut, and we're going to save about 4 seconds, I think. 2. 4. Well, actually, I don't know. It's a weird thing. It saves about... it might save about 6 seconds each lap. No, it saves more than that. Yeah, the regular route is a long route. I don't know. It may save about 10 seconds, actually. But it saves a lot of time each lap. So, it's definitely very worth it to at least go for it. If you miss it, you respawn on the regular route, so no need to panic if you miss it. It's fine, especially if it's your first time. You'll get used to it, and eventually you'll be able to start getting it. But anyways, after this point, you want to go to the left. Or at this point, you want to go on the left route here because there's no air. You don't get big air if you do that, so it's obviously faster. And then you power slide down to the main route, and then that's finish line. Out here, just buffered a bit. And then my stream started doing weird shit. Well, yeah, we just basically do the same thing over and over again. These turns here can be kind of awkward, I should say. I probably should mention that first lap, but these turns can be kind of awkward. You have to power slide and tilt at the same time. And you might lose a lot of speed if you do it a bunch, but oh well, not much you can do about it. This turn right here isn't bad. You, for the most part, you can just power slide on it, but sometimes you have to tilt, like I did there. Then here, power slide and tilt again, because it's somewhat tight. But if you can keep up to like 90 or 100 miles per hour throughout those turns, then that's excellent. that's pretty much perfect. So yeah. Just go through the rest of this now. And then that's Ornament Valley Airport. Once you beat that, Relay Race 2 will be available, so you go to that now. And that will be after Rust Bucket Races, of course. Because they put Ornament Valley Airport right here as well, the route for this kind of got mixed up. So, if you have any questions with the route, please feel free to contact me. I will try my best to answer it, because I know a lot about the route. But anyways, Relay Race 2. Basically, it's just Ornament Valley Airport, but now you have 2 more cars. That's all it is. Now, with Flo and Ramon, who are the default cars, it can be kind of hard to get on the shortcut, but it still takes a little bit of practice either way. So just practice the relay version, to be honest, and that'll do you a lot of justice with it, because overall you're just like, okay, I can restart and play it again if I mess it up. You know? And plus, you could play as Lightning, Flo, and Ramon as your team, so there's not much going against you doing that. It's pretty much better to do it on the relay when practicing. But anyways, yeah, I'll just go ahead and skip ahead a bit to here. So yeah, power slide tilting gets the job done. And I accidentally slammed into that there. Stupid. Forgot I did that actually. Oh well. Ramon time now. Oh yeah, and Sarge and Barry both run into the dang tree somehow. I don't know who designed that AI path, but it just goes straight into the dang tree. I don't think he even does that in the regular race. It only does it in the relay race. That's interesting. Okay. But besides that, just doing the wide turn regularly, power sliding and tilting gets the job done. Oh yeah, and the tighter turns can also be somewhat awkward with them, but power sliding and tilting should get the job done pretty well. And then that's relay 2. And then now, I think for this, we went to Inside the Turkey. Should be the next race. Yeah. Cool. Now, for all events, we have to go back over where Ornament Valley Airport would be located anyways, because there's race and chases and a waypoint race back there. So we have to go over there anyways. But they relocated Ornament Valley Airport, so it kind of threw everything off. I'll ask them to see if I can replace it back at the original point. But we'll see. But anyways, Inside the Turkey is a somewhat long race. You have these alternate pathways that can I don't know if it saves time or loses time to choose one route over the other, per se. But I think it's just faster here at the beginning to kind of let yourself go straight versus going into the left path here. So just like once you reach this right path, go straight. Not much to it. Might be slightly faster, but who knows. And then here it might be faster to just stick with the right path since you'll be on the right side after you finish the right path. So just take the right path both times. Might be slightly faster. But who knows? It might end up actually being faster to take a different path. But regardless, this race can still be kind of long because you're just going through the turkey. And the turkey itself is a large part of the track. But anyways, here we're outside the turkey. That rock has a larger hitbox than you think, so be careful. Don't just take it on the inside completely, you'll hit it accidentally, and that'll throw you off. And then we're on the main road, coming up on the finish line. So yeah, not too bad of a track, but at the same time, it can certainly grow tiresome. But anyways, just take the right path both times for now. I think that's pretty much the route anyways. And then once we get through this... Oh, I forgot to mention it was live. Oh well. It's fine. I actually hit Luigi on the back there. But anyways, once that's done, just cross the finish line, that's it. And now we go ahead and do the Rust Bucket races in this. So, normally if you're not using a Super Drive mod, you would do this first, because it's the closest, at least for required events. For all events, you would do it second. But everything is thrown off with Ormond Valley Airport being right there. So, yeah. Especially for all events. But anyways, once we go into the Rust Bucket races, we're playing as Mater here, so it's a little bit different control than Lightning, but it shouldn't be too bad. Here you're racing against six opponents. The first Rust Bucket race isn't that bad. It's pretty basic. Not too much to it. Turns are alright. And the AI is pretty easy, so nothing much you need to worry about. Here you have a little jump that you just hold forward for and then land yourself so that you don't lose too much speed. Here just hold forward. You don't even have to hold back at some point. Just literally hold forward. And then that's a lap. They're very short, as you can see. 33 seconds on the first lap. So yeah, fairly easy track. Should not be too hard. 29 seconds on the second lap, and finally 30 seconds on the third lap. Not bad. And there are 4 of these, might I add. There are 4 Rust Bucket races, so be careful about that. Here we're at Rust Bucket number 2. This was a little bit harder, but the turns are still not that bad. And to be honest, the AI is still pretty easy, so it's just a little bit longer is all. Hold forward so you can fall faster than down once you are done. Oh, yeah, so what happened there is when you hit objects, if they get stuck to you, you won't be able to turn very easily until you get the object off of you by hitting a wall or maybe another racer. The same thing can happen with another racer. You can get stuck to another racer and you're forced to hit the wall because you can't get off them. It's really annoying, but oh well. You have to deal with it in the run. But anyways, here we jump and then hold forward, so that way we fall faster. That's good because it's slightly faster to just do the jump than to hold forward and then end up not being flat and end up losing a lot of speed. So yeah. Here, just hold forward and then down to flatten. Forward, backward, or up and down. Excuse me, not forward, up. Keep saying forward. As you can see, the laps aren't that much longer than the first one, 36, 37. But it's still longer, so. Rust 3 has, for some reason, the hardest AI out of the four. Even though you feel like the fourth one should have the hardest because it's the last one. But, I don't care. Anyways, I changed the AI. Lightning's the only computer player here. You can do that. You can change the AI, but you need to have at least one opponent. Otherwise, it's just like a practice race for crying out loud. Like from the first game, you could select practice difficulty. Yeah, see, I was boosting there, and he was still getting ahead of me at the beginning there. But then he just slows down, like he doesn't even care anymore. He's like, oh, I'm going to win this race. Oh, no, never mind, I'm not. It's stupid, but oh well. I don't know what happened there, but should have been able to make that turn. Here, you're just turning this entire time. It's a loop, basically. You're just delving deeper and deeper, like that. And then this turn can be kind of tight, but if you power slide and tilt like that, that should do it. And that's the third Rust Bucket race, pretty much. Yeah, there we go. That was better. But anyways. Oh yeah, let's see here. I ended up getting on top of the tire because of the wall. Oh well. That's Rust Bucket number 3. And then finally, Rust Bucket 4. The boss one. This one features Emma as a boss character, kind of. But of course, we're going to beat her. And of course, because it's a boss race, we have one less lap, so it's 2 laps instead of 3. Which means it's somewhat short, but oh well. As you can see, she starts off way faster, even though we were boosting the entire time. But we ended up passing her pretty quickly here, as you see, yeah. Here, we just take the right route because it's slightly closer, but you can take either route, it's still the same exact length. Here, if you're on regular and you don't mod the opponents at all, to where it's only Emma and you, and there's more, be careful, because you can... This is like a cross section where where you're coming from both ends at the same time, so you can actually end up hitting another car accidentally because you were not paying attention and you ran into them. You ran into each other. But otherwise, this is a pretty standard Rust Bucket race. That's lap 1. And then lap 2 is the final lap for this, so it's modded. Here, just hold up, because it will make you fall faster, and you'll be flat. Here, I decided to go the left path because it's slightly closer. Here, Emma's coming the other way, but I get underneath her before she can even come to possibly hit me. That turn kind of requires power sliding and tilting at the same time, but that's alright. That turn as well. And then this turn, a lot of them require that. That's fine. To keep speed up, basically, so you have to do that. But that was Rust Bucket Race 4. Now I believe we head to Rust Bucket Grand Prix, which is not part of the Rust Bucket Race series. It's just called Rust Bucket Grand Prix because I don't know why they just call it that. But anyways, it's right. Oh wait, do I go? Oh, okay, I wasn't thinking properly. Yeah, we go right here. Rust Bucket Grand Prix, right there. Skip ahead. This is another boss race, this time with a guy called Goodman. No, he's not right next to me, that's Sarge. Goodman is this guy. Here's hold forward. And this cave is supposed to be like green. It's supposed to have a green filter in it because it's supposed to be like your night vision goggles because of how it's a nighttime race. But for one thing, there are lights in this cage, in this cave, so there's no reason for the night vision goggles to even be used here. And another thing, my computer doesn't load up the night vision goggles properly, and so it just kind of does that. Oof. I tried to do the early jump there. I was a little too early, or maybe I could have held down, make myself get a little bit more air. I don't know, but I ended up hitting like the corner here, so I ended up getting launched up, but at least I still got the shortcut. If you are starting to learn this game, don't go for this early jump at all, because if you do it at just the wrong time, I got pretty lucky here, I got the corner, but if you hit like this brick wall, you will fall down and you will have to go into the longer path, and that is not fun at all. But I got the shortcut at least, so there's that. And it's still faster even if that happens, so it's alright. The longer path is longer, so you don't want to do that. Oh yeah, and because this is a boss race, we get 2 laps instead of 3. So yeah, there's that too. I've had one time where I managed to clip out of bounds in this cave here by just going into like a corner area over here. Accidentally. It was super surprising. I was like, what the hell? What is this? It's not useful either. It's not a useful clip. It's just, oh, okay, I randomly clipped out of bounds, and there's nothing underneath. So, it literally just does nothing. Eventually you're considered off track, so eventually you reset. But, what the hell? I never even noticed that until now. But anyway, that time I get a little bit of a better early jump. Not the best, but it's better than nothing. Here you hold forward, or up, excuse me. Here you hold up. Here you hold up. And that's Rust Bucket Grand Prix. So now, if you're required events, you can ignore you can ignore almost the rest of this next bit. But once we get to Stadium 2, you're gonna have to pay attention again, because required events go straight to Stadium 2 after this. But all events has a lot more work to do after this race is over. Because now, the next thing we're going to do are the Fuel Frenzies. Oh, and by the way, you can hit the home button, which is the home button. You can hit the home button to open up the map, and you can teleport using the arrow keys. You can go to Radiator Springs, and you can go to this where the stadium races are located at, which is the same place every time. So I'll show you it once we get done with all the all events stuff here. So if you want, you can wait through all this in the VOD. You can wait through all this, or you can skip ahead to where I show the map part. But anyways, for all events, we have Fuel Frenzies now. So we have Fuel Frenzy 4. Fuel Frenzy 4 is the Ornament Valley Airport one. And it says complete 2 laps, so we just need to complete 1. Because we lowered it by 1, of course. Again, it doesn't matter if you waste fuel. It's a video game. Use as much as you want. We're gonna stop once we reach the end of the first lap anyways. But remember, we also want to try to have an empty tank by the time we reach the end of the lap. So that way it goes empty, and when we stop, it'll immediately end the minigame. That's what's fastest, basically. So yeah, here I'm purposely trying to avoid the gas cans. And then stop. And then once it reaches empty, it'll end it. There we go. Skip ahead. Second one is inside the turkey, obviously, and then next one is the Rust Bucket Grand Prix one. I'm going to go ahead and skip ahead a tiny bit. It doesn't really matter what gas cans you collect as long as you make sure you have fuel the entire race up until the very end. There may be an optimal fuel can strategy, but for now I just kind of collect whichever ones I can. Here I make sure I avoid them all. Slow down, stop, and there we go. This is Rust Bucket Grand Prix one. Just skip ahead a bit. Unfortunately, I had too much fuel at the end here, so I had to pretty much wait the entirety of that little gap of time there when I stopped until it said you won. So make sure your can be empty when you stop. That'd be very beneficial for you. But anyways, that's all Fuel Frenzies. Next, I believe you do the Waypoint race, because that's slightly closer. So you just come this way. It's basically the Ornament Valley Airport route, except you don't go over here now, because you see there's a race over here. Alright. I'm sorry, I'm yelling a lot today. Somewhat tired. Did a lot yesterday. But anyways, So first or second waypoint race, pretty easy for the most part. You're in the sand dunes though, so that can mess up with your that can mess with your controls quite a bit. So you really want to be careful with that. Here, after this third gate in a row right here, you want to make sure you're turning to the right because the next gate is to the right. As you see, that can kind of throw you off. You're like, okay, let's just go in a straight line, but then it just turns you to the right also. It's like, oh crap. Gotta turn to the right now. I think I gotta turn to the right again after that one. Here, the gates, even if the gate is invisible, it still has hitboxes on it, so you want to be careful of that. That's why I'm trying to avoid it. I kind of did a little bit too much avoiding there, though, so that was kind of weird, but it's whatever. But next we have this. I just realized you guys can't see the lap counter. That's my mistake. Hang on a second. I can fix this, So, let's see here. Move it down there, I guess. No, you wouldn't be able to see my boost meter. Ah! Let's see here. I don't think this corner has much of anything in it. No, it has the minimap. Alright, I'm just gonna place it right, like, in the middle there. Try that. Oh, that's right, because... Yeah, I could just... No, the timer's there. Yeah, that's fine. That place works. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay. So anyways, going back a bit, though, to kind of review the strat again. So here... we were avoiding a gate right here, but of course kind of did too much avoiding there. The dudes can kind of mess with your controls. They can force you to keep going in a certain direction. You know, you're holding another. So you have to really practice this race because it's really hard to get it down consistently. But anyways, you go through this waypoint. And then this next waypoint you have to turn left after because the next one is over there. They love to do that too. They love to just make you take the really tight turns that are unexpected. Granted, as you can see here, you're pretty much heading into a wall next, so you would probably be thinking, okay, the next one is not straight ahead. I have to turn either left or right. And of course, you eventually find out it's left, so you turn left here as much as you can, or as fast as you can. Head through this waypoint here. You can hold forward to fall down faster. And it's hard to land flat as a monster truck because they just have so much weight to them, so... If you land flat, great. If not, oh well. Here, there's a kind of strat or trick you can use called a quick turn. Basically, if you're in the air for a tiny bit, you can hold the D button, or if it's your brake button, and use the turn to turn very quickly. I don't know why it works, but it does. And it only works with monster trucks too. It doesn't work with any other kind of characters. But if you get that, it allows you to turn very easily and start heading in the direction of the first waypoint again. Because as you see, we're on the second lap now. But if you don't get it, that's alright. You can still turn very quickly, either to the left or to the right. Preferably to the right. Since it gives you a better entrance into the waypoint. Excuse me. But anyways, just head through the first waypoint and then you're pretty much doing the same exact strat over again. Yeah, as you see, I kind of got the quick turn a little bit later than usual, but that's alright. And then once we're done with all that, for the next waypoint, you obviously don't have to worry about a whole lot. Unfortunately, it looks like it's... Is it doing something weird again? Really? Come on. Please don't do this to me now. Oh. No, wait, there we go. Okay. I don't know what that was, but... Let's just... skip ahead a bit again. Oh, that's only a second lap. Jeez. Alright, yeah, so there you go. Once you reach the third lap, you obviously don't have to worry about the quick turn. Just speed into there. But anyways, with that, now we move on to the race chases, which are the last events we do in Ornament Valley. So we'll just head over here. And after this, required events all events as well, we'll be able to see how we warp to the stadium races. So, anyways, first race chase is for Ornament Valley Airport, obviously. We got catch up to Sarge or Fillmore in the regular unmodded game. But anyways, here, it says to go backwards, but instead we go this way because it's slightly faster. Just head over here through this way, obviously. Especially with our 3 bars of boost. So. Oh, by the way, at this point we would have 2 bars of boost, I should say. In the normal unmodded game, we'd have 2 bars of boost. Here we catch up to Philip, and then we try to turn as soon as possible. I kind of run into something, and then he doesn't quite catch up to me, but... Oh, no, right, he catches up. Do I reset here? Yeah, I reset. Oops, I accidentally said no. But anyways, yeah, that was a bit awkward. I kind of messed it up there. That's fine, though. Here, slow down purposely, then turn. Head through the right route, just because it's slightly quicker, I think. And Philip shouldn't be able to catch me at all here. So, and then we just head down here. And there we go. That's number 5 done. Now for number 6. The last one for now. Here you have to catch up to Luigi, who has a somewhat small hitbox, but oh well. Since Luigi moves slow enough for us to catch him, we get him, and then we head back here. This is for Rust Bike Grand Prix, obviously. Then we go over here, and there we go. And that's all of the Ornament Valley events, but, of course, we have to... Oh, did I just head back normally? Oh, wow. Okay, then. I don't know what I was thinking with that, but whatever. Oh, that's right, because we gotta go to this. Okay. Never mind, I'm an idiot. But anyways, we just go ahead and go to the last lap events now. So, We have 2 more for Radiator Springs. And again, they're both auto-scrollers, so... We're right back to collecting laugh canisters. So not much to really say here. They spawn random locations, just like in Ornament Valley. And just make sure you have more to sell you by the time, or when time is up. Just skip ahead a bit. I'm having a little fun here. I'm just going around since he can't catch up to me at all. So yeah, just having some fun, messing around for the last little bit. You can explore to pretty much the extent you can in a normal hub world. And then the second one, Sarge's Playground. These can be played either day or night, but because we're playing at night, we're doing it kind of in the dark. This one has doors, so obviously you can use those if you want to. The previous one didn't have any doors, in case you couldn't tell on the minimap, so... Oh, by the way, the doors are colored for a reason, so that way you can tell whenever there's 2 or more pairs of doors, which door goes where. So obviously here there's only 2, or there's only 1 pair. The doors are red, so there can be red, green, purple. So, yeah. Here, I'm just kind of having fun again. Here I show that you can go over to where the gate would normally be for Tailfin Pass, but there's a visible wall because obviously, why would you be able to drive there? And then once time is up, time is up. And there you go. Those are the second. That's the second pair of last laps. But now, I'll have to show you how to warp with it later, because I do that in Tailfin Pass. But, anyways, Stadium Race 2. If you're required events, this is your next event that you do after Rust Bucket Grand Prix. And then if you're required events after this race is over, you don't have to watch the rest of the VOD. This is the last event that I'm going to show you guys that required events needs to do. If you're all events though, you're going to need to watch a little bit longer after that, because we still have more work to do basically. But anyways, Stadium Race 2. Once again, Stadium races are fairly simple, especially on easy difficulty. You just need to optimize them as much as possible. Take turns tightly. Use boosts on straightaways. All that shtick. I'll let it play out fully for 1 lap and then I'll skip ahead. So yeah, like that. And again, always use up until a little bit is left in that boost bar. Otherwise, it takes longer to start refilling. But the refill rate is the same no matter how long it takes to start refilling. So yeah. I feel like I could wait till this whole straightaway here for the boost I had. But oh well. Not much I can do about that. So now I'm going to go ahead and skip ahead until the end of the race here. So now if you're required events, that's it. You don't have to watch anything else. That's all you need to learn about for the Ornament Valley section. if you're all of it still, you're going to want to keep watching because there's still more work to be done. So next up we have tractor tipping. It's in a similar place to where the scavenger hunt was for Monster Mater, but it's not the same thing at all, obviously. So if you watch the Cars movie, you know about tractor tipping. So, for tractor tipping 1, we spawn on this little piece of gravel right here. Gravel riles up Frank because it makes noise when you drive on it. So down here in the lower left corner, you'll see this little meter right here that builds up with red as you drive on gravel, or if you make other kinds of things, such as if you drive near Frank, if you drive in a spotlight, if you drive on gravel, the meter will build up. If it reaches all the way over here, you lose and you have to pause and restart. If you don't pause and restart that way, and you let it play out, there will be a cutscene that you can't skip, and you have to let play out, and that wastes a lot of time. You just want to pause and hit restart. Even I tend to forget that, so. But anyways, hold up here. You use the directional keys to move. You don't have to worry about holding spacebar to move, because spacebar is used to tip tractors. When you're near a tractor, you can press the spacebar button and they will tip, basically. So you need to make sure you time it right. Drive near them, press spacebar. Drive near them, press spacebar. Drive near them, press spacebar. I kind of hit the tractor there, so it kind of mess up my cycle. I also hit the bush there, and that was very annoying. But oh well. I recommend, especially when you're starting this game, try to get as close to those as you can. Take it somewhat slow when you're first playing them. Sure, you want to eventually try to optimize them to be as quick as possible. Like right here, I get about 33 seconds, 34 seconds. That's very quick, but you don't want to worry at all about how long it takes. Just make sure you're within the time limit here. If time runs out here, I guess it becomes like daylight or something, and Frank will be able to see you, and you have to run. So, but anyways, I got 32. That's even better. But anyways. So that's tractor tipping 1. Tractor tipping 2 is a bit different. Every single tractor tipping has a different map. So here you're going to start seeing spotlights, so you have to be careful for those. But they're not really that bad in this level. First you gotta go over here, tip this guy. Then you gotta climb up the slope here. Come over here, tip this guy first. I kind of got slowed down there, so I had to wait. Tip this guy over here. Then Frank should be up, so you can go down this now. Come over here, tip this guy. And Frank will follow you over here, but that's what we want. Tip that guy, then come over here. Make sure you avoid Frank there, because you can get caught by him very easily if you're not careful. If you're in his spotlights, or if you touch him, he instantly catches you, no matter where your meter is at right here. So be careful of that. Be especially careful of that, I should say. But anyways, you tip those 2 tractors, it lures Frank over there. Now we can get the last 2 tractors here, as you see, with no worries whatsoever. So here, first we hit this little sign right here. It says push the sign to raise or lower the bridge. Here we're just raising the bridge. As you see, we're raising the water level, which raises that little wooden plank. We can drive on it once we do that. Here we tip this tractor. And then over here we tip this tractor. I forgot to mention, for a safety check, before you play these mini games, these tractor tipping mini games, set your camera. Go into a pause menu, go to options, game options, set your camera auto recenter to off. That way it won't glitch out, because sometimes when you play these mini games, it'll glitch out to where it'll always set it to off regardless of whether or not it was on, or rather regardless of whether or not it's considered to be on. So because of that, you want to set it to off, so that way if you do it, you can reset it back to on after you're done. But if you forget that, oh well, you just have to kind of deal with it, because it kind of mess you up. If you hit a wall, it'll kind of offset your camera, and you have to reset it by hitting the numpad 5 to do the different camera angles. You have like a farther angle, you have first person, then reset back to regular third person. But anyways, that was Tractor Tipping 2. Tractor Tipping 3 is basically an auto-scroller. Basically an auto-scroller. It's a linear level where Frank is chasing you the entire time through a linear path. But you still have to tip the tractors as fast as possible. So first you gotta go over there, tip that guy, then you gotta start coming down. Oh, every time you swap directions from like up left to up right, or from up to down, and from up to down, or from left to right, that causes you to stop in place. In this version, I don't know why, but it does. So, but anyways, be wary of that, because it can kind of mess you up when you're changing directions and you all of a sudden stop. It's like, what the heck? I didn't stop. Yeah, you did it. The game did. For you. But anyways, you'll sometimes have to go inside these little bushy paths, tip the tractor, and then come out of them, or go around. Because they are solid. Same thing with this one. You have to go inside here, come back out, and go around, because they're solid. But anyways, spotlights here, just avoid them. Tip that guy. Then you come around these bushes. These bushes here that just randomly show up and are blocking your path, you have to go around, can surprise you. But if you, I remember where they're at for the most part, so that's why I was able to react to them really quickly. So, but if you forget they're there, that's alright. You'll run into them and be like, oh, I have to move around them. Duh. Here's a tractor being protected by a spotlight, but you can just drive through it for the most part. Here I take a bit of risk, drive through the spotlight, but it doesn't matter. Tip that guy, and then you have to go into this little corner here. That kind of glitched out, threw me over there, but anyways, you have to go into this corner here, and you have to wait. And I was like, wait, can we take advantage of that? But for some reason it didn't glitch out again, so oh well. If I can manage to glitch past these bushes here, that'd be awesome, because then we could go up, tip this tractor, and it would be way quicker. But unfortunately, we have to kind of wait for Frank here. And he takes the same exact amount of time, no matter how long you take. So basically, you have to wait for him here no matter what. As you see, he'll come through here. Eventually, he'll break down these bushes. Then we want to drive up after him. I tend to get 39 seconds left on the clock here whenever I tip this guy. That's just typically how fast I get it. I think that's optimal, but who knows? It could be unoptimal. I could be able to do it faster, but who knows? But that's tractor tipping number 3, and that is all the tractor tipping levels for now. There will be 3 more after we complete Tailfin Pass, but for now we need to go complete another set of mini games in order to even try to unlock the last 3 tractor tipping levels. So now, we could technically warp over there, but for some reason I don't do that. I really need to find ways to optimize travel by warping. But oh well. So we just go over here. Be careful, because it defaults to the race and chases. But the arrows up here, you can see it starts where it would say Dock in the Laws Race and Chase. You can hit left or right, it'll switch to Ghosting Mater, which is the minigame you want. Hit enter, because it'll default to the new one that you need to complete, which is the first one right here, obviously. And then just enter the event. I think I might have messed it up here once because I accidentally did press right or left to switch to the Ghostly Mayor, so oh well. Because you have to do that every time. It's really freaking annoying, but oh well. It's really stupid that they put the two minigames on one spot. Like seriously, why did they do that? They didn't have to do that, but of course, they did that anyways. But anyways, here, you don't use spacebar to move, he moves automatically. And also, left makes him go right, and right makes him go left. Be wary of that. So here we're having to go to these little spots to scare him. Basically, you want to scare him to home here, and then once you reach the last checkpoint here, you want to hit the little corners here, of his little home, so that way you cause him to stop talking early, so that way you can get through the menus faster. It saves time for the most part. Although sometimes he'll like make a long comment. If he gets hit, it's like it saves no time. But oh well. For the most part, it'll actually just shut him up entirely, and then you just immediately go to the menu, which is obviously optimal. So that's obviously what you want. But anyways, we have 7 of these to go. Yeah, 7. It's pretty long. The 7th one can be done somewhat quickly though, because there's like a skip it that allows you to skip the majority of it, but otherwise you have to do all of these pretty much at their length. Because there's not really been any skips that we've discovered that I think would work anyway. But here we just kind of go through. Be careful going over to this one. You have enough speed to skip that one, so I recommend doing that because it's hard to kind of deal with this one because it sends you into little codes over into this little area right here, which has a bunch of walls with the codes and other stuff in it. So, yeah, be careful of that one. Just skip it unless you're feeling risky, and then go over here. Hell, I think it's faster to just skip it anyways. So, yeah, just skip it. But anyways, you hit the wall. That's the second one done. And you can see how long it takes. It tracks up time, basically, for how long you take it. But anyways, here, we're in the third one. We're starting at the Kozako Motel, and we gotta go around. And don't ask me why there are 7 of these. Only the developers know why there are 7 of these godforsaken minigames. And I think I barely make this here. Yeah. Unfortunately, I can't run into the wall, though, because I ran out of speed. So, you have to hear... There, I had to hear Mayor talk the entire time. Oh, well. Ghostly Mayor 4. So here we're just doing multiple spots. Here be careful because you'll grab the spot but you won't gain speed. And here, don't grab this spot. It'll send you straight into this wall over here, and it'll instantly cause you to lose. I don't know what happened there. They're supposed to just automatically send you in a sort of angle that sends you towards the next spot. But for some reason, this one just doesn't do that at all. It sends you into the wall instantly. It's really freaking annoying. So don't grab that spot. Avoid it at all costs. And then avoid that spot too, because they can tend to send you into the pole there. And so just avoid both those spots. Get to home, hit the wall, so you stop talking, and then finish the 4th one. Now for the 5th one. Actually, I might have managed to not enter Race Chase here for once. But anyways, here, just hit every single spot you can for now. Grab that one. I avoid that one because it was really awkward to try and get that one. Not worth it at all. Yeah, so you see, they kind of send you in a general direction towards the next spot, you know, but for some reason that one and that last one, or both of them and that last one, don't really do that. Here I had to avoid that one because I was accidentally holding right or left too much, but I still managed to make it home and hit the wall to stop his chatting. So good stuff there. Sixth one, the longest one by far. The seventh one should be the longest, but there's a huge skip in it, so it saves a bunch of time, obviously. And even if you miss it once, it'll still save time if you go for it again. It's really useful. It's somewhat easy, too. I say somewhat easy because it's still pretty difficult, but if you get it down consistently, then it just becomes second nature, pretty much. I'm surprised that nobody noticed this while they were developing the game. That nobody was just like, hey, can't I just go straight to Mater's from here? Maybe you can. Anyways, there I accidentally missed that one. Here I almost mess up because of that one, but it's okay. Here, skip the one that sends you straight to Flo's because that's a very bad idea to go there. You can easily hit one of the gas stations and just stop. And while it may look like I won't quite reach this one, I will, as you see. And then I'll make it back home. So yeah, it's better to just try to skip that one in Flo's than to try and go for it. Unless you manage to center it perfectly. Which can happen, but I think it's still better to skip it. But anyways, seventh one and last one. I managed to not enter race chase in this one. Nice. But anyways, here, there's a skip. We'll get to it when it's pretty close. It's pretty quick up here. But we just go through it normally like this for now. Until about this point. Here, we go ahead and just start heading straight home. As you see, it's right there. And we should make it. And we do. And we hit the wall, and don't think it stops us talking, but oh well. But there you go. Pretty quick. And with that, that is the last event for the Orbit Valley section of the run. And this will also be the end of the second part for my general tutorial. Thank you for watching if you did. If you didn't, that's alright. You can decide to watch if you want to. But thank you for watching, and see you guys tomorrow for the third part of the run, or of the tutorial, excuse me, not of the run, of the tutorial. Until then, see you.